Good day, future engineers. I am Engineer Aguilar. So our today's topic is about a 3D printed houses. So I would like to have an introductory about what is a 3D printed houses. So a 3D printed house or a 3D printed home is a residential building constructed by 3D printing technology. The 3D printer uses a converted blueprint or CAD or AutoCAD drawing to create a physical structure by gradually printing the materials in layers. This process is, in most cases, more cost and time efficient than traditional construction techniques. As you can see here, I may zoom here, so I can zoom. So let's just take a look about this picture. This picture shows a 3D printed house. As you can see here, the pavements of the cement or the layers of the cement that caused by the printer. So that is the design itself or the design of the home. So let's move on for this slide. So let's take a look about the difference between traditional wall and the 3D printed wall. As you can see here, in the traditional wall, you can see the smoothness of the wall itself. But on the other hand, the 3D printed house or the 3D printed wall is rough and you can see the layers of the cement. So let's move on. Before we go to the 3D printers in the construction, this is a small 3D printer. So it is used in aerospace or mechanical, or rather you can customize anything you like. So here, sample, this is a plastic resin that goes beyond here. Then if you plug a USB here or a programmable USB here, it can print your desired object. Same goes for this printer. So in construction, we have 11 printers, but I will show you only 4 since we don't have much time to discuss it. So this is called the Total Custom Strybot 6.2 that costs around $300,000 to up to $950,000 depending on the model, and so it depends on how big your construction is. So next one is the WSP crane. Crane WSP 3D printing system starts at around 132,000 euros, or if you convert it into dollars, it is roughly around $14,549. Next one is the COBOD BOD2. So amongst the 11 printers, it is said that this is the fastest printer of all the printers itself. or on the market. So we don't have any clue about what is the price range of this printer, but I know that this is expensive. Next one is the Maxi Printer. Maxi Printer is a robotic arm 3D printer for construction that retails for 495,000 euros, or roughly around $545,613 in today's money. So just like the Total Customs robot, Maxi Printer depends on the option you select. So it can be expensive or not. So, what is the chemistry behind of 3D printed houses? So, let's take a look what materials used in the concrete, or what are the materials used in 3D printed method. So, we've discussed the printers, right? So, we will discuss now is the chemistry or the mixtures of the cement itself. First is the Portland cement. This is not a brand name, but rather a generic type of cement that's most commonly used. So fibers. So we will discuss later why they are fibers in this kind of structure or in this kind of pictures. Then let's move on to fly ash. Third is the fly ash. So what is a fly ash? So it is a finely divided residue that results from the combustions of the pulverized coal and is transported from the combustion chamber by exhaust gases. So this is the residue from the charcoal itself or the wood itself. Then next is the water or H2O. Every mixture needs water, right? The next one is the chemical mixtures of the cement. So we have air entrainers, water reducers, set retarders, set accelerators, superplasticizers, specialty admixtures, which includes corrosion inhibitors, shrinkage, control, alkali silica, reactivity inhibitors, and coloring. So let's move on to the next topic. So structural design. We have here, sorry about that. We have here a 3D printed or a 3D AutoCAD. As you can see here, the space is well used, but can you see a foundation in it? There's none, right? So if there's a foundation in it, so it is mostly used, it is mostly placed on the point to point, like here, 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 just like that. But we can't see anything, right? So that is where the fibers are used. Fibers is just like a hair. Why? Get one hair and break it. it will break into half. But if more fibers are combined, it will get strong enough to hold earthquakes or typhoons, or rather hurricanes. So the question is it safe? According to the research, or according to my research, 3D printed houses are safe. Why? Given that there are non-foundation in it, but civil engineers and architects won't approve this kind of structures if they are not safe enough to be livable, right? So this kind of structure is a special design. That's why they have curve. So they have curve and so many design in it to uphold approximately 8.0 magnitude of earthquakes and typhoons and hurricanes. So the last question in this class is the difference between the traditional method and 3D method. So if we go back to the slide, in the first slide here, it is said here that the process is in most cases more cost and time efficient than traditional construction techniques. So 3D printing method is more efficient than traditional construction. For example, so let's go back to the slide. For example, in a traditional house, you gave much time until it is done, and it costs you too much. But in a 3D method, cost and time efficient. Why? Imagine in a 100 square meter house, you can print it just in 3 days, and in 1 week it is livable. But in traditional method, it takes months before it can be livable. Why? The curing time of the foundation itself costs around 1 week, and there are too many foundations in it in the traditional method. So if you have questions about 3D printed or 3D printing method, just contact me or just comment down below. So this is it. Thank you.